Hey everyone, and welcome. As a dad myself, some stories they really hit you. And today we're diving into one of those. We're calling this one the blue side of fatherhood. And it all kicks off with that one moment that I think every parent dreams about. The one where everything feels just perfect.
Every family's story has a chapter one, right? And for this father, looking back, it all started at a time when the path ahead just seemed so clear, so straightforward. I think a lot of us parents, we remember that feeling, that quiet moment right before the real adventure kicks in.
So let's set the scene. The year is 2017, and for the author and his wife, this was it. This was the year. Not just any old year, but the one where they made a choice that would, change everything. The year they decided it was time to start a family.
And he's really clear about this. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing, not an accident. This was a choice they made together, a plan they built from the ground up. It was a conscious, shared decision to move forward.
But you know how it is. You can have the perfect plan, and then life happens. And for them, the journey didn't start with that immediate burst of joy. Nope, it started with a hurdle they just did not see coming.
4. Just let that sink in. 4 times they went through that whole cycle, the hope, holding your breath, and then the letdown of a negative result. 4 times. They felt so sure, but the test just kept shutting them down.
And you can just imagine the emotional toll that takes. His wife was devastated. She had this deep gut feeling, this certainty that she was pregnant. But the test kept saying no. Can you imagine that conflict? When your own intuition is screaming one thing, but the proof in your hands says something else entirely.
But then, the number changes. It goes from 4 moments of disappointment down to just one test. And this one was different. This one was going to change everything.
Now, it wasn't this big, bold, undeniable line. Not at all. It was faint, almost a whisper. But that faint line, man, that was everything. That was the tiny glimmer of hope they had been holding out for.
And then, finally, certainty. Not from a home test, but from a doctor. Just 4 simple words. Yes, you are pregnant. And just like that, all the doubt, all the anxiety, it's gone. You could almost feel that huge weight just lifting off their shoulders. Pure relief.
Okay, so with all that uncertainty in the rearview mirror, they moved into a whole new phase. This was the good part. The months of just happy waiting, where everything finally felt like it was going exactly as planned. Perfect.
And from here on out, they did everything by the book. You know the drill. Daily vitamins, check. Regular doctor's visits, check. Genetic screenings, check. And every single time, the results came back great. It just kept confirming that feeling, that everything was going perfectly.
And then came that moment, the one that makes it all real. The first time they heard the heartbeat. The author calls it the most beautiful music in the world. And isn't that the truth? It's the sound that turns this abstract idea of a baby into, well, a real person in there. It's such a powerful, universal thing for parents.
So, with the pregnancy going smoothly and all the tests looking good, they were just flying high. Their optimism was through the roof. They really felt like they'd done everything right, built this perfect foundation. The future, it looked bright, simple, and totally mapped out.
But here's the thing about looking back, right? Hindsight is 20/20. The author says that this perfect beginning was really just the prologue. It gave them absolutely no clue about the complex, winding road that was actually ahead of them.
So what did that road look like? Well, it turned into something so much more than just perfect. It became real. It wasn't just about joy and bright futures anymore. It was filled with everything. The full spectrum. The joy for sure, but also the fear, the struggle, and the one thing holding it all together, a whole lot of love.
Look, what we've talked about here, this is just the very beginning of their story, the first chapter. If you want to read the rest of this really powerful, honest journey, you can find it all at blueheartpath.com. It's just a great reminder, I think, that the perfect start we all hope for is often just a quiet moment before the beautiful, chaotic, and amazing storm of being a parent really begins.